Hello! In today's video we're going to be working on writing equations of lines. We have two forms. The first is slope-intercept, where y is equal to mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. We also have standard form, where x and y are on the same side of the equal sign and it equals a constant on the other side. In question 1, we're asked to write the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line, which means we need to fill in the m value and we need to fill in the b value in the form y equals mx plus b. So all I'm going to do is go to my graph and find the slope and find the y-intercept. Looking at the graph, I see that the y-intercept here is a -3, so my b value is a -3. Counting my slope, I go up 2, and I go over 1, 2, 3 to get to the next point on my line. So my slope, m, is going to be 2 over 3. Since they want slope-intercept, all I do is I put those two numbers in for m and b. So y is equal to 2/3 times x plus a -3, which would be the same as -3. And this would be the equation of my line. I'll go ahead and do number 3. Number 3, write the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line. Again, we want it in the form y equals mx plus b, where m is our slope and b is our y-intercept. Now they give us the slope and they give us the y-intercept, so all we need to do is put those numbers in to the corresponding spots. So -1 is going to go in for m, and then 3 is going to go in for b. So my equation then, y equals -1 times x plus a +3, so I'll just keep it +3. And there is the equation of your line. Go ahead and pause the video and try numbers 2 and 4 on your own. In number 2, again, we need to go ahead and find the slope and the y-intercept. I'll start with the y-intercept. Here, I see that the y-intercept b is 4, and I'm going to count the slope to the next point that I see, which would be this point here. So that would be going down 2, so -2, and over to the right 1, which would be a +1. So my slope is -2 over 1, or -2 when I simplify. So y is equal to -2 times x plus 4. And that's the equation for my line. My m in number 4 is 5 over 2 and the b is 1. So putting them into my equation, y would equal 5 over 2 times x plus 1. Take another moment to pause the video and try these 4 on your own. We should have y is equal to a slope of 1, 2, 3, 4, +4 over 2. A slope of 4 over 2 will reduce down to just 2. So 2 times x, and then I see that that y-intercept is a -3. Here we should have y equals 1 over 4 times x minus 4. Y equals 7 over 4x plus 2, and y equals -1/2 times x plus 3. If we are given a point and a slope, we need to find the y-intercept. There are a few different ways we can do this. The first, if we just have some random point along with the slope, we can use what's called point-slope form in order to find our equation. And that would be the form y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. We always want to leave an x and a y in the equation because that's what we're modeling, the x and the y. But we're going to plug in the y1 and the x1 with the coordinates of the point, and then we plug in m with our slope. We leave y and x because again, we're trying to model our equation, so we need an x and a y to remain in the equation. So y minus, I see my y value as a negative 1, is equal to 3 over 5 times x minus, and then the x value from my point is 5. This then becomes y plus 1, two negatives make a positive, equals, I'll distribute my 3/5 to get 3/5 x. Positive times negative is negative, and 3/5 times 5 is 3. If you're not sure about that, just do it off to the side. This is 5 over 1. Those 5's reduce down and will leave us with just 3. Subtract your 1 from both sides, and y is equal to 3/5 x minus 4. I'll do number 6, and then I'll leave you to do 7 and 8. I have a point and a slope, so I will use point-slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. I'm going to put in my point for y1, negative 4, my slope in for m, and then my coordinates in again for x1, so x minus negative 2. I'll fix those double negatives to get y plus 4 equals 2 times x plus 2. Now I'll distribute my 2. Y plus 4 equals 2x plus 4, and subtract our 4 from both sides. So y equals 2x plus 0. Well, we don't need that plus 0. We can go ahead and leave it as just y is equal to 2 times x. So our equation here is just y equals 2x. Go ahead and take a moment, pause the video, and try numbers 7 and 8 on your own. We should have y equals 2x plus 5 for number 7. And negative 9 over 2x minus 13 for number 8. The last form that we're going to look at is when we are given 2 points. We can't use slope-intercept because we don't have a slope or the intercept. We can't use point-slope because we don't have a slope along with our points. We only have 2 points. But what we can do is first find the slope. As long as we have 2 points, we can find the slope, and then we'll be able to use our slope with one of our points to repeat the process from the last page. So our goal right now is to find the slope of our line. Our formula for slope is to take our y's and subtract them, and then the x's and subtract them. The 2's, those little subscripts, mean they're coming from the second point, and the 1's means they're coming from the first point. It doesn't matter which one's first and which one's second, as long as you're consistent. So the second y value minus my first y value, which is 5. In the denominator, since my y was negative 4 to begin with, I have to start with 2 in the denominator, minus my other x value, which is 3. Negative 9 over negative 1 is 9, so my slope is 9. So now that we have a slope and 2 points, we have enough information to repeat the process from the last slide. We actually have more than we need. So I'm going to pick just one of these points to pair with my slope, and I will write the equation. I like the one with all positive numbers, so I'll use that one. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Y minus 5 is equal to 9 times x minus 3. Distribute our 9. Y minus 5 equals 9x minus 27, and then add that 5 over to both sides. Y is equal to 9x minus 22. And this is the equation that passes through those 2 points. It doesn't matter which point you selected. I chose this point because it was both positive numbers. as long as I choose one of the 2 points to plug in at this stage, it does not matter which one you pick. If you do your operations correctly, you'll end up at the same place. Okay, I'll do number 10, and then I'll let you guys do numbers 11 and 12. I need my slope, so I'm going to go ahead and find it using our slope formula. I take the y values and subtract them. I'll start this way this time. -2 minus a -3. So -2 minus my other y value, which is -3. And then for my x's, since I started at this point, I have to start with my x on the left and subtract -4. So -2 minus my other x, which is -4. Simplifying, I've got -2 plus 3 over -2 plus 4. That gives me 1 over 2. So my slope is 1/2. We pick our favorite point. It doesn't matter which one we pick. I'll pick the second point this time. So I will pick this one, and I'll use my slope of 1/2. If you pick the first, as long as you do your calculations correctly, we'll end up with the same equation. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. I plug in my y value from the point I'm using, which is -3. 1/2 is my slope, and then x minus the x value from the point that I'm using, which is a -4. So y plus 3 equals 1/2 times x plus 4. Distribute. Y plus 3 equals 1/2 x, and then 1/2 times positive 4 is 2. Subtract your 3 from both sides to get y alone. Y equals 1/2 x minus 1. And this is the equation of the line that passes through those 2 points. Go ahead and take a moment, pause the video now, and try numbers 11 and 12 on your own. Go ahead and take a moment and check your answers. Pause the video if you need to review. One thing I do want to point out is that down here in the denominator on number 12, it would be very common for people to subtract these two to get 0. But if we have -5 and we're taking away 5 more, that leaves us with -10. So be very careful with your calculations there. That's the end of our video for today. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.